This Let's Play was supported by these awesome hobby companies.
Hello everybody, we're back, we're live, we have people. We're joined today by the delightful Tom Greenway from Goblin King Games, and we're going to be taking a first look at Moonstone. So, my opponent today will be Warren, as Tom teaches us how to play this whimsical fantasy game. And it's very much a sort of a Brothers Grimm-esque take on the world of the Fae and Fairies. It's not Tinkerbell and Peter Pan by any stretch.
No, there's a few dark and twisted parts, but there's also a lot of humour as well.
That's what we'd like to hear.
Definitely. Stay tuned to this one, guys. It's going to be a nice, simple introduction to the game. And I think you're going to love this. I think you're going to love it. So, right.
I'm excited.
So, we're set up here in the world of Moonstone. And what's the first thing we need to do when we're kicking off a game then, Tom?
Cool. So we're in this little village of Fergenholt here. It's in the foothills of the mountains, as you can see by the board. And Moonstone isn't one of these total war games. The goblins and the fairies hate everyone, but the goblins and the fauns and the humans, they mostly intermingle and trade. And everybody's arrived at this village yesterday for a village fair or a festival or something. And you've all had a few too many of Agatha's fancy ales. You've gone back to the various taverns and barns and wherever you can rest your head. And then Boulder the troll, who has a special affinity with the rocks, I didn't get that idea from the labyrinth, I promise, has suddenly woken up in the middle of the night and started going, "Oh," like that. And everybody's woken up and they're going, what is that? What is that awful sound? And then somebody goes, there must be moonstones. Because Boulder's woken up and he's heard them. Everybody peeps out of their little windows and their doors, and there is some moonstones have grown in the middle of the night.
Okay.
So, and that's a very interesting concept by itself. The fact that D4 are your moonstones, and the fact that there's none of this, you deploy a token and then I deploy one 6 inches away, or anything. It's just hold your hand above the table and drop them down, and there you are. The moonstones are now deployed.
Yep, that's how you start a standard game. We're actually doing a special scenario that will get us in the action a bit quicker this time, but a standard game, that's how you do it. Drop 7 moonstones. It makes every game unique because the objective markers are scattered, and it's kind of like reading the runes. You're looking, there's a difficult one to get there.
No, it's interesting to point out on a moonstone that it is a D4.
Yes.
Okay. And as well as its location being where it is, the actual number on the D4 is the number of kind of turns it'll take to try and harvest it and dig it out. So I love it.
Yeah. So there are there's 3 4s there. They are
difficult.
They are barely coming up out of the ground.
Heading out of the stones there. I mean, it's pretty rough, hard ground. So you're gonna have to get your fingers dirty if you want to get those out.
So, kicking things off then.
Okay, so as I say, everybody's in the various buildings in this scenario, sleepyheads. So we are going to, first of all, if you each roll a d6, we're going to see who wakes up first.
Okay.
So we don't use dice hardly at all, apart from determining initiative order. It's just
I'm rolling on behalf of the goblins. Or is there a name for this particular faction?
The Dominion.
The Dominion. Okay. So... And Gerry, you're rolling off on behalf of?
The Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth.
Heroic Commonwealth.
Yeah, and my heroic Commonwealths do not beat your...
my 5 beats your 4, man.
So, Warren, you can choose whether to wake up first or second, and to be honest, there's pros and cons to both. So whoever wakes up first randomizes, I'll show you how to do that in a second. Some people wake up and you choose which doorways they come out of.
Yep.
Then Gerry will do the same, which gives him a bit of an advantage because he can see where you've gone. But then you get first activation, so you're the one that can make the first attack. So it doesn't really matter whether you choose to go first or second.
Fortune ventures the brave.
Yep, I thought you would.
I'm going to wake up first, Gerry.
Ooh.
Bright and early, my man.
That's just probably because you fell asleep closer to Boulder than I
did. Right.
So you are going to get a random number of people. So if you reveal the top card...
It's a 3.
Ooh. A 3. Oh, that is really good. There's only 3 3s in the deck. It's a 21 card deck, so you do very well then. So you can choose 3 of your characters.
Okay.
They are...
So, Should I? There's a character, 2 characters I'm definitely choosing. Okay, because one for his look and the other for his name. Okay, I have a dude called Doug the Flatulent.
Delightful.
We got to see what he does. So Doug the Flatulent is getting activated. So
Cool.
he'll be my number 1.
So you can choose any door or window on the board, the entire board, but obviously the ones near the Moonstones are going to be the best choices. And you can put him in base contact with it. And that's where he starts the game.
So if he was, is there a door on
There's
this?
a door.
There
just,
is, yeah, there's a door right on that.
Just there?
Yeah, that's more or less put on,
Yep.
So I'll plop him there because
Cool.
my reasoning is there's an easy Moonstone here with a 1 on it. So I'd like to get him in.
Shocking.
My second guy that I'm going to wake up is Shabaron.
Shabaroon.
Or Shabaroon. Now, Shabaroon is a mushroom man. And I have an affinity with anybody that likes shrooms. So there we go.
Everybody is aware of your affinity to mushrooms, yes.
Now, the mushroom man, he heard the shouting of Boulder, and he woke up just over here, and he's come out, and he's going, yo, dudes, like, what's going on, man? And he's there, ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
Now, my third one.
Yeah, he's got one more. It's a really lucky flip.
Shocking.
There. Yeah.
Now, I have a character called Boulder.
Hmm.
And I think I'm going to wake Boulder, because Boulder's been howling and going on. So, yeah, my third character I'm going to wake up is Boulder.
Go for it.
And drop him in. So, he, I believe, is this guy here.
Yep, that's the one.
Now, Boulder is a big, brutish-looking fella, and I reckon he could take a hit or 2. So I'm prepared to put Boulder a little bit more in the thick of it, where these harder-to-mine moonstones are. So I'm going to pop him at this window. Is that okay?
Perfect.
There we go.
All right, did I get your 3 back? You're not hiding it from me, are you?
Nope.
All right, so we'll see how many you get.
I look forward to the catastrophe, as all my people are sleeping heavily.
Oh, my God.
Yes!
Well,
Okay, so yeah, catastrophe. Yeah. Start as you mean to go on. That's what they always tell me.
as that won't make for a very good demo,
No.
I think we should flip again. So as I say, this scenario isn't the competitive one you play.
of course
It's a
not,
bit of fun. So try again.
There's another catastrophe.
No, it's not.
All right.
It's a mighty, mighty one. Ooh, look at me go.
Thanks.
So whoever gets to come out, decisions. I feel like I should really go for somebody a big chunky. So Gotchgut. Let me see, a giant of my own, and I shall just come in there.
Yep.
So yeah, I feel that's probably a good way to go, considering there's already at least one troll, one pug-riding goblin, and a lunatic mushroom on the board.
It's a rough start.
It's not ideal. I'll grant you that. It's not ideal.
Okay, Warren, so you get to activate first. So this is an alternating activation game. So you go. So because you've got more models on the board, you will choose one to go first.
Yep.
He'll activate, he'll perform a bunch of actions. Then Gerry will use his one and only character.
Yes.
And then you get your last two. So you can choose which one of your guys to activate and give me a rough idea of what you would like to do. Oh, so I should point out, everybody has a stat card which shows the amount of health that they've got along the bottom.
Yep.
So Gotchgut is a giant. He's got loads of health. In fact, he's got the most of all the characters in the game.
Yes.
When you take wounds, you start filling them in. Some of these health dots are filled in blue, and that indicates the amount of energy that you are able to generate at the start of each turn, provided that health dot hasn't been filled in. So Quarrel there, for example, he has 3 energy instead of Gotchgut, but gnomes have all of their energy right up at the last point before they die. They're quite stoic. You know, fairies might have 6 energy, but they're very flighty, and if they take just a couple of wounds, they very
choose
quickly
away at it.
choose down. So you have to pop some energy on your characters equal to the number of blue dots on their cards.
Okay.
So Doug the Flatulent has
Doug the Flatulent has 4 energy.
pretty good.
Shabaron has 4 energy. Shabaroon, sorry, has 4 energy.
Another 4.
And Boulder has 2.
I'll just take my 2, shall I? Just
There you go.
I won't
there
spend
we
them
go.
all at once. I'll just put them there.
Okay, so the energy is used to perform actions. Different actions have different costs. One of the first actions you will want to know about is a jog action, which has a cost of 0.
Yes.
Everybody gets a free jog. Doesn't have to be at the start of their turn. It can be anywhere in the sequence of actions that you perform, and it allows you to move 4 inches. Provided you don't have a Moonstone, and provided you don't have the slow characteristic, because then it drops down to 2. So if you're trying to grab a Moonstone and run away, you're a bit slower. So you can go up to 4 inches for free, and then you can spend additional energy off your card for an action called a step action, which allows you to move 1 more inch.
Okay.
So a giant with 2 energy has a potential maximum move of 6, but a fairy with 5 energy's got a potential maximum move of 9, if you're just spending all your energy on movement.
Yeah.
Very flighty. So who wants it then?
Well, if I may activate, then it's Doug the Flatulent. Doug is gearing up, and he's about to power his way forward. So he's just going to go. There we go, right
Awesome.
into that Moonstone.
Which brings us beautifully onto the second action, or the third action, because we had jogs and steps already discussed. The third action is a really simple one. It's a harvest action. So if you're in base contact with a Moonstone, as Doug the Flatulent is, then you can spend 1 energy to drop the value of that Moonstone by 1. If it's already showing a 1, and you spend that 1 energy to drop it to 0, you basically gain possession of it. You get it up out the ground, and you're now carrying it around. Now, every other character in the game just spends their 1 energy and does a harvest action, but Doug is special. Doug's got an ability on his card called Digger.
This is why you've brought it. This is why you've brought a dog with you.
So, Digger, when this model takes a harvest action, flip an arcane card and reduce the depth value by X, where X is the value of the card. And then there's a catastrophe option as well. Will I save that, or will I read it out? So a catastrophe is all models within a 3-inch pulse suffer 2 magical damage. So I draw an arcane card. So this is a deck of 1s, 2s, 3s, and catastrophes. Okay.
So ordinarily this is good.
Oh no!
Catastrophe.
It's a catastrophe. Okay.
Shame.
So I'm afraid it does backfire sometimes.
Yeah.
Normally it's good. Normally he can dig a bit more effectively, but this time he's
So
let rip. So you take 2 wounds.
nothing within 3 inches of him, but he takes 2 damage.
Oh dear.
Okay. Now the interesting thing, actually, we can show the damage being marked off now on that card. Okay. So the first slot is just a standard, but then that second slot is a blue. Now, does that mean that he loses one of his health now, or does it just mean he draws less next time?
Not immediately. So at the beginning of every turn is the Replenish Step, and that's when you reallocate all of your energy. Your old energy gets stripped off if you haven't used it yet, and your new energy gets added back on. So
it affects him more when he reactivates
It does,
after this.
And there is a reason why you would sometimes still have energy left on you at the end of the turn. And that is reaction steps.
Yes.
So when I mentioned the step action earlier on, that's a very special action because you can actually do it in response to any of your opponent's actions if you wish. Just one character can do a reaction step in response to someone else doing an action.
So when somebody comes lumbering out of a building toward you, you can keep backing away and firing if you can
Go, I don't
try.
like the look at that. Start spending your energy to step away.
That harvest action cost me a health point, didn't it?
It cost you 2 health and 1 energy.
2 health.
You've got 3 energy left.
Okay.
Does the Moonstone go away when you explode it like that?
No.
No.
It's still there.
You've
Does
just
that
sunk
mean,
your fangs into it. And
does that mean that I can continue spending my energy on
You
that
absolutely
character?
can.
So I could harvest again?
You certainly can.
Yeah?
See if you
Okay.
can fight yourself to death.
So let's see if we can... Ooh.
2.
A 2 this time.
Better.
Okay.
At least it means it doesn't explode.
So
I spend my token. Okay. what do I do now?
Just pick it up and put it on your stat card or near your stat card, and you're now in possession of that Moonstone. So the winner of the game is whoever is in possession of the most Moonstones at the end of turn 4. So it doesn't matter, there's no other victory points for killing people.
Yeah.
But obviously dead goblins are really rubbish at digging up Moonstones.
Yes.
So ignoring the Moonstones and just killing people is a valid strategy. Trying to grab the stones and run away is a valid strategy, and anywhere in between.
Yep.
So you are now winning 1-0.
1-0.
And you've got 2 energy left to spend if
do.
you wish to.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I am going to...
You know I can't get anywhere near you anytime soon anyway.
Jog again.
You can't.
But I could do some steps.
You can step.
Okay. So I'm going to pay 1, okay, to do a 1-inch step. So I can go... Ooh. I'm going to get fart blocker tactics going here. So I'm going to start moving him towards where the action's going to take. But what I'm going to do now is I don't know what's going to happen, but I've been told that it makes sense to possibly keep an action or so back.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep that action just in case.
You can absolutely do that.
Okie dokie. Right, so before I kick off, I think the only question I need to ask is, at the end of the turn, your unspent energy,
it does get wiped.
It gets wiped, so you can't stockpile for following turns.
Can't, but don't worry about the fact you've kept 1 energy. Even if you don't get attacked, just on his last few activations, just use it on reaction steps, so you can still move in. So it's normally a good plan to save someone, just use it towards the end of the
So I'm going to go for a little jog. So that's a jog to there.
Bit of bum crack.
Yep, which is always important, I feel, in life. I've only got 2 energy. I do have a melee range of 2. Are you allowed to measure in advance?
Yep, always and for everything.
Always and forever. I love that. So at the moment, I'm just within 3, actually. So a single step would put me in melee range. So why would I not? So I'll make my move in there.
Boulder feels it coming.
In response to
one of those.
that step action, because that was a completed action, you could do a reaction step. So Boulder has got 2 energy on him. So if you were being cowardly, you could spend 1 of your energy now to step out of his range.
Step away, because then I can't reach you because I was just in.
And he'd have to either keep spending energy to chase after you, or you back away, or you could step in. Now both of you guys have got 2-inch melee ranges.
Yeah.
So sometimes if somebody's harassing you with a spear and you've only got a dagger, it makes sense to spend your energy to step in. You two've both got big, long, giant
fists.
trolley fists and arms, so you don't have to. But your signature move, every character's got a particular kind of combat upgrade that they can do, where it does more damage or you get extra effects. Your signature move only triggers if you're within 1 inch. So you can actually increase your combat power by stepping in. We'll use 1 of your 2 energies, so it's quite a big commitment. Or you can just save those 2 energies because you might want to get more melee attacks in later on in the turn. So up to you.
Can any of the other characters react?
Anyone can react, yeah.
Right.
But only 1 per action.
But only 1 per action. Right. Sir Fartalot is actually going to move. Okay. I have a plan.
Yes, I'm sure you do, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move Fartalot there forward a little bit. Okay. And so that gets rid of his last action.
Okay. So my second energy will be used then to punch Boulder repeatedly in the face.
Oh, I thought he would go for the Moonstone.
No.
Well, he actually can't, because you can only do a harvest action if you're not engaged. So
because of the 2 inches, he is considered engaged.
So you wouldn't bend down and start digging up a stone in the dirt if there's a big angry troll within punching distance of you.
Okay.
I wouldn't
there
have
you
said,
go then.
maybe you would. Sounds like
sometimes.
Right, so you're going to punch me, Gerry.
Depends how much drink I've had. So my Gotchgut mercenary giant has got a melee of 3.
Cool. So I will just very briefly explain how melee works. So there are 6 different melee moves that you can make in this game. You draw a hand of cards and you get to make a choice which of these different moves you're going to make. So you've got 3 quite aggressive cards, which are Falling Swing, thrust, and a rising attack. And you've got 3 more defensive cards. These have blue backgrounds, which is high guard, sweeping cut, and low guard. If you both do an aggressive move, you both thrust one another, it can be quite violent. If you both do defensive guards, you do a high guard and I do a low guard, we just kind of circle around one another. So you've got a lot of player agency to decide what kind of fight you want to have. Now, you guys are both fairly well matched. You're both big, lumpy guys that can take a hit and deal it out. Gerry,
what about our models?
It's a valid point.
Gerry will get 2 extra cards because he's the one that's initiated the attack. So you get a bit of a bonus for being the attacker.
Okay.
The cards themselves, you make your choice, you reveal your cards simultaneously, and then you read off your cards. You find your opponent's name on your card, and it will tell you how much damage you've each done to one another.
Okay. So we could end up like the Princess Bride. We could be, Montoya and the Dread Private Roberts just countering everything.
Yes.
Or we could end up like Montoya and the Six-Fingered Man at the end, stabbing each other through shoulders. Could go either way.
Let's see.
It can go any which way, but even if it goes really badly wrong, it was your own fault. You can't blame the dice.
That is very true. I cannot blame the dice for once.
Yes.
All right, so you have a melee
of 3.
of 3, so you get 1, 2, 3 melee cards, and you get a bonus of 2 for being the initiator.
Thank you very much.
And Boulder has a melee stat of 2.
Only 2. So your melee stat generally represents how skillful you are. The more cards, obviously, the more choices you have, but also the more likely you are to have duplicates in your hand. And duplicates can be used as critical hits to double the damage, or even treble the damage if you have 3. So these guys have reasonably low skill levels, i.e. not many cards, but they've got abilities on their cards which allow them to do bonus damage. So Gotchka, I think, does +2 damage no matter what kind of attack he does with his brute strength, just +2 to all melee damage. And I think Boulder does +2 to impact damage only. So some of the cards will say on them, for example, a thrust will only do piercing damage, whereas a falling swing can do slicing or impact. If you can hit someone with a hammer or a sword with a falling swing, for example.
So before I reveal, do you want to know anything?
Yes. So every character has a signature move.
Yes.
Which can make things even more powerful.
I see.
So my signature move is thrust.
It's by Jingo. My signature move is the kick to the guts, and it's an upgrade for the rising attack.
It's an upgrade for the rising attack.
So it's always really good to know what your opponent's signature move is. Because if you know that they're particularly keen on doing a rising attack, for example, because they've got an upgrade for it, you can think ahead and use the defense. So the defense against the rising attack is a low guard. If you choose the right defense, you can completely turn the tables and get a free hit on them.
Yes.
Your thrust, though, won't do anything because you're out of range. Basically, his signature move, although it activates on a thrust, is actually a big bear hug. He kind of runs in and crushes the life. Cuddles.
Nice.
Cuddles you to death.
In that case, I have made my choice.
I have made my choice.
You reveal
Okay,
simultaneously.
so my choice is a rising attack.
Oh, mine was a high guard.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
So, if we look at rising attack and high guard, I would deal 2, but suffer 0 on that.
Yeah. And the high guard would just say exactly the same the other way around. So if you were to find the rising attack, it will show that you deal 0 and you suffer 2. Same information for both players.
And the interesting thing, 0 isn't the same as 0.
It certainly isn't. And this comes in quite important when it's these big bruisers, because 0 means you do no damage, you've missed basically, or it's being defended. 0 means you've clipped them, but if you're ordinarily, if you're Eric the Squire with his wooden sword, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. But if you're a big bruiser like this, that 0, because he's got
a +2 damage.
+2 damage.
It'll still do something.
Yeah.
So, and you're not going to like this. I will though. He won't.
Okay.
So, my rising attack will actually be a critical rising attack. And then, because it's my signature move, that'll be a critical kick to the guts. So, yeah.
So let's talk us through that then. So he was able to add another rising attack card to that.
Yep. So that doubles the damage. So basically, when you crit, you double the damage, and you also get to double these effects at the end as well.
Yes.
So, so this can be really good for him. So if he doesn't choose to upgrade, first of all, because upgrades are always a choice, he's going to find your high guard, which was 2 damage.
2 damage.
+2 for being critical.
Yep.
And +2 for his brute strength.
So that's 6
so
at this point.
6.
Yes.
So he's either
Currently.
punched you in the stomach for 6 damage, or he can upgrade to the signature move.
I can upgrade now. If I upgrade to the signature move, I deal no damage instead. But then in the end step, if the enemy model suffered 1 or more wounds, which you would do because I caused 2 damage anyway, the enemy model loses 1 energy and is moved 1 inch directly away from this model. Or in this case, because it's a crit, that'll become 2 inches.
So you can either do 6 damage and keep him where he is, or you can do 2 damage, knock him back 2 inches, and take all of his energy away.
Which means you won't get to activate then this turn. And because I'm outnumbered, as much as I would love to just absolutely melon you right now, I don't want to get outnumbered and pulled down before the rest of my lazy people get out of bed. So what I'm actually going to do is push you back 2 inches and take away whatever energy you've left. So
there we go. Now, does he get my energy, or does it
not
just
in this
evaporate?
case. There are some characters, and abilities that can steal energy, but this is just him winding you.
There we go.
So that's the end of my turn.
Right.
That was all of my energy, but I feel that was good.
That was a very good move, Gerry.
Yeah.
Very good move.
Move and counter move.
Because all I have left now
is Shabaroon.
Okay, so Shabaroon is a crazy mushroom wizard.
He is. He is that.
Let's see what he can do. So this is where we could start to get into some of the magic and the arcanes and the like. So
pretty tasty.
Now, does arcane magic have a range?
Yes, so every ability has a different range. So if I just have a quick look, sorry, I should know this, but Goblin Mischief, which is the pulse that makes all the goblins go crazy and they all gain extra energy, or sometimes wound themselves, has a 6-inch aura all around. And then his 2 other abilities, Goblin Luck, where he chooses somebody, can be a friend or a foe, normally a foe. He makes them suffer a catastrophe on their card. Now, unfortunately, Gotchgut, being quite a simple-minded character, doesn't have any arcane abilities, so he doesn't have any catastrophe.
Yeah, no catastrophes here.
So he's actually,
he's immune.
Through his own stupidity, is immune to your Goblin Luck.
Stoic. You're mentally strong.
Your third ability is the absolutely crazy one, Transcombobulate. So it only goes off on a blue 3 or a pink 3. We'll talk a bit in a second about what this means. But you choose a character within 8 inches, you restore all their wounds, it has to be a target goblin, and then you place them within 8 inches. Now that's place, not move. So you can teleport, you can fully restore people and pop them up into upstairs windows and things like that to fire down with that ability. So it's quite a powerful
and even
ability.
though Doug is mounted on a pug, he still counts as a goblin.
He does.
So Doug could be.
Now I just want to catch up on a bit of bookkeeping here.
Sure.
Boulder took 2 damage.
Took 2,
didn't he? So let me just make sure that they're marked off.
So Doug could potentially be teleported away to safety with the Moonstone he has.
Yeah.
So let me talk through my options here. So one option could be to do the whole oogly boogly, get the old goblin army up and feeling feisty. Would that give Boulder back any activation?
The thing is, it only works on goblins. It's all goblins.
And
flip
he's
a card.
a troll.
He's also quite far away at the moment, so it works great when Shabaroon's in the middle of all of the goblins and he gets them all hyped up as an initial start to your turn.
I like to think he's shaking his spores everywhere.
Yes. Right. Well, then in that case, then I'm going to move towards.
You may just be best to try and dig up a stone potentially.
Actually, that could be genius. Let's do it. Right, so I'm going to take my free jog action. So let's get him to jog on. All right.
Jog on.
So
I'll take him down the hill to the Moonstone.
There. And then he probably needs to spend an inch or to spend a step. Okay, so that's one of his 4 actions done to spend a step to get into the Moonstone. And then he's going to spend one to harvest.
No, unfortunately, he's a weakling, so it costs him 2 energy.
Costs
to do
him
his
2 to harvest. Okay.
He also does -1 damage in melee.
Right, so he spends 2 to harvest. And then does that just automatically take that from a 2 to a 1?
That's right, yeah.
Pawing in the dirt. That's what you're doing.
The unfortunate thing is, then it only leaves me 1 left, so I can't harvest again.
Do you have any abilities that cost 1?
Let's see. Where would I find that out now?
So it's the number in brackets, so no, all of his abilities cost...
Yeah, they all 2 or 3.
So the only things you've really got left is a step action, if you wanted to move.
And there's no point in stepping, unless I was trying to step out of range of something, but there's nothing particularly in range either, so I'll just call it at that. So.
All right, so I think that's probably the end of the turn.
That is the end of turn 1. Yeah.
All right, so back in turn 2. So hopefully a few more of your lazy bones are going to wake up. So
I'm aiming for no catastrophes this turn.
Yeah,
Do we
they
roll
were
off
drinking
again?
quite heavily, I noticed, in the Commonwealth taverns. Yeah, so if you each roll off again, whoever gets the highest,
3.
3, you can decide whether to wake up first or second.
I'm going to wake up first because I'm sleeping in there as well. My Gorchka is just going to hammer on the door or on the roof. That's how I'm looking. That's how I'm choosing to look at this when a catastrophe comes up.
Give me a catastrophe.
See how many people you get.
Our survey says no. Look, numbers, Roman numerals, 2 people.
Right.
So, do I place them both before he places anything?
Yes, you do. Yeah. So you can choose any 2 from the characters that you brought into the game. So you each had 6 characters to choose from at the start of the game.
I feel like Baron von Fancy Hat, but I won't. Coming screaming out of the potentially stables, I'm going to bring in my delightful Sir Hogswatch. He's like a knight. And then because you've got your back to the door at the moment, I'm going to come over here and bring out poor Quarrel.
Oh, I'm surrounded now.
He's a little bit nearsighted. Well, you should always check who's upstairs before you sleep on the floor downstairs. Yeah. So that gives me somebody behind you with a crossbow and somebody up front mounted on a pig.
Right, let's give it a shuffle. Go on. Let's give it a shuffle. Do we see?
Shocking. Catastrophe, please.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we're even.
See what you get.
Okay.
What is it?
Is it a 3 again?
It's a 3 again, my man!
Good heavens.
Okay, so it's funny because I actually have 3
left.
Right. So I get to deploy Beaky Bobby. Okay. Which one is Beaky Bobby?
Beaky Bobby.
There
you go.
Oh, he's beautiful.
He is.
We love him. Right. So Beaky Bobby has just popped out a window at the side here. All right. Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So he's spotted a window. He hears there's a bit of a ruckus going on. He wants to be in there. And he just went out and he started gathering up all the cobbles. Next up, I have a big old rumble. It's Rybald.
Oh.
Okay. So Rybald is a heavy sleeper, right?
There's a reason he's a heavy sleeper.
He's got a cannon on his head.
Yeah, that'd be why he's a heavy sleeper. I imagine he's deaf from that going off on his head all the time.
He's got corks in his ears. If you look closely at them,
he totally does. Yeah, so mushroom, my old mushroom magic wizard of awesomeness, woke up and he's coming out actually from the same place as Mr. Mushroom Man to follow up the rear there.
Okay. I say okay.
Finally.
It's not okay. None of this is okay.
Finally.
I thought I was doing well with 2.
I have the Vicious Midget.
Oh, yes.
Now, I know a thing or 2 about a Vicious Midget. This guy here is in full plate armor, and he's tiny.
He is.
And he loves nothing more than to stab you in the nads.
He does.
So, my vicious midget, is there any other windows on the other side of this?
There's not. There's windows on the back where you'd be clinging above the...
There is actually one little window
there's a window by the door, is there?
Oh, could he drop out there?
Oh, yeah.
Could he?
Oh,
or
go on.
Or maybe he's coming out of this toilet that's that's over here.
Coming from
Do you know what?
the cave.
He's just jumped out of that window, Gerry.
Outrageous.
He's just jumped out of that window. He spots a big boy who needs a trim.
Needs a trim, indeed. How very dare you?
Right.
All right, lots of options for you this turn then, Warren.
Oh, and I get to go first.
No, afraid. Gerry gets
Gerry.
to go first.
Pants. Oh.
Yeah, sorry to rain on your parade, sunshine. We'll need to get the energy out first, though. So, I need 3 for Sir Hogswatch, 2 for Gotchgut, and Quarrel has the mighty 3, and Eric the Squire is going to get in trouble for not waking Baron von Fancy Hat yet. I'm just saying. That's how these things break down.
I hope you have a lot more of them blue things, because I'm going to need a ton. So, I have 3 for Doug the Fart, 4 for Shabaroon, 2 for Boulder, 4 for Beaky Bobby, 2 for Rybald.
A whole load.
And then 3 for the Vicious Midget. And I am all stacked up and ready to kick ass and take names.
That's what I love to hear. Okay, so all deployed then.
I have a proposition for you.
We split the Moonstones between us and go off peacefully into the sunset.
Nah.
No?
Right. This is just an intro.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
for
very
people
much
to
so.
learn, right? There's a lot going on. This is a perfect opportunity, right, for me and you to go into sudden death.
Okay.
We will finish it at the end of this turn, right? And whoever has the most Moonstones at the end of this turn wins this demo.
Okay. How do I remove a Moonstone from Doug the Flatulent? Is it by killing him dead?
By killing him.
Yeah, then that's fine, yeah.
There's there are lots of characters in the game that have like thievery type abilities, but you guys don't have them on the board.
No,
at the
that's
moment, so it's
okay.
Death or glory.
In that case, we shall go for some death. I choose death, please.
Yes, let's do death and destruction, Gerry. Let's see where we go.
So I'm actually thinking I may start with Quarrel. Because Quarrel, who's come out neatly from the inn on the bridge, has a whole host of people he can shoot in the back of the head with his crossbow, or in the face if they happen to be facing his direction. It's good. It's good that way. So his melee is obviously terrible, but
so you'd be looking for his
arcane is 3. Reload for shooting the crossbow. I assume. Oh yeah. So 2 energy. The named ability can be used again.
So the one you're looking for is the
shoot crossbow, which costs 1.
Costs 1.
And 14 inches once per game unless reloaded. So currently sitting at the start of the game without having done anything, I can fire, reload, and fire.
Absolutely. So a lot of weapons.
Dear. That'd be terrible.
No, you won't. It's 2 to reload.
Oh, it's 2 to reload and 1 to shoot.
So there's plenty of ways with other characters to get him up to that 4 or 5 energy sometimes, so that he can shoot twice. When he's on his, so the gnomes really like to hang out together. They're like a big family. When they're all in a cluster together and they're all benefiting from one another's buffs, they can do some crazy things. But
brothers in arms, unfortunately.
Poor short-sighted Quarrel on his own. He's going to take a pot shot. See if he gets lucky.
Okay, that's fine. So. Once per game, unless reloaded, I need a green card, and the target will suffer 2x, where X is the card, piercing damage, and is moved 1 inch away. Catastrophe, I've broken the string. My reload ability cannot be used for the remainder of the game. So
if I just explain how, very quickly, how Arcane works in this game. So Arcane is a coverall for healing spells and magical attacks, and in the world of Moonstone, a crossbow and engineering and muskets, that's all magic to them. You know, people have been doing healing spells for thousands of years, but muskets are they're a newfangled kind of magic, so it all uses arcane. But the arcane deck is made up of 3 different colours. You've got blues, pinks, and green cards. Greens tend to be to do with engineering type things. Blue is more kind of elemental and chemistry type of abilities, and pink is your witchcraft and fairy shenanigans. So every arcane ability is usually looking for a particular colour of card. Some of them are looking for a particular number of cards. So this card is looking for a green. And it says it does X damage. Yeah. So X is the number on the card. It actually does 2X damage.
Oh, doubles.
Doubles,
yeah. Delightful.
So if he was to play a green 2, it would deal 4 damage.
Okay.
And you have a hand of cards equal to your arcane stat, which in this case is 3.
Yep.
And it's modified by the target's evade stat. And if you're shooting at Doug...
I'm thinking about shooting at Doug. Although I'm also thinking Doug might be armoured. So Doug may not be the best. However, if I was to shoot Shabaroon...
Yeah, Doug's evade is 0.
You could, yeah.
I think Shabaroon is within range, and I also think shooting Shabaroon, who's already exploded things, or he's very weak, he's fickle. Yeah.
Well, Shabaroon has an evade of -1.
Oh.
So you get 1 less card shooting at Shabaroon, but he's
no armour.
But no armour, so it's a tough one. You'd also want to do a jog action just to get a clear shot if you wanted Shabaroon.
Yeah, and that's interesting because at the moment, this would actually be blocking part of his base between the 2 characters. So that.
However, you're in an elevated position.
Yes.
So if you are higher than your opponent, you get +1 arcane. So you will actually get 1 extra card for being raised up there.
So I'm going to just move into the middle of the bridge, which means I'm no longer worried about this.
So that was your free jog.
That was my free jog.
Yeah.
So although he's got an evade stat of -1, as a lot of goblins do, they're kind of hard to hit and small. Because you're raised up, you get a slightly cleaner shot, and it's back to your
3
arcane stat. So you draw your 3 cards now, or I'll deal them to you, and these are secret. You don't just immediately go, "Oh, I've got the 3" or not. You get to look at them. Don't say anything just yet. You get what's called a resist hand, which is always 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gives you a little bit of information about what potentially Gerry's got. Now, Gerry doesn't have to play. If you don't like the look of your hand, you can just bin it and you've lost your energy, but no hard feelings. Ordinarily, you will choose 1 card from your hand, you put it face down on the table, and you will say what it is. And you don't have to tell the truth. So,
game made for us, isn't it?
So with this ability, you are looking for greens. Greens are the ones that do damage. Every other colour is a miss, basically. And the higher the number of the green, the more damage
I'm going to do.
So you can put a card down, face down, declare its colour and value, and then Warren will have to decide if you look trustworthy or not. And he can either call...
I don't have to decide that at all.
You can call my bluff.
Yeah.
Now, if you say OK, he doesn't have to show the card. It just counts as whatever.
It just gets discarded. And it doesn't get discarded, it goes into the deck, isn't it?
It gets shuffled back up.
So you don't know whether or not I was telling the truth on that one.
You'll never know. But if you call a bluff, he has to reveal the card. If he was telling the truth, you get Gerry will get to go again. So if you incorrectly call him out, he could double up that damage.
Yeah.
If you call his bluff and he reveals the card and you were found that he was actually bluffing, then you get to swap his card with one of the ones in your hand. Right. So you might swap it for a card that makes it a miss. Let's say he had a green 1 and he said it was a green 3. You can swap it for a blue so that instead of doing that 2 damage, now it does nothing. Or if you've got a catastrophe card in hands, that's when you can make bad things happen.
Yeah, that will be breaks my crossbow. Right. So what I'm going to say is, and bearing in mind I'm very trustworthy, so that is a green 2.
I was hoping he wouldn't say that.
It has to be said for people who don't know, the deck is set and we both draw from the same deck, so there are a finite amount of catastrophes, 3s, 2s and 1s of each colour. Yeah. So if you're sitting with a hand of 6 and you've got a pink 3 and I go, it's definitely a pink 3, would you go, there is only 1, so I know that's a lie. So, and this is where the head games come in. But you can trust me on this one, Warren. That is definitely a green 2.
See.
I'll look away.
See. This is what I'm dealing with here, right? This is what I'm dealing with. I was really hoping he wouldn't do that, because it was like,
Well, you know. Yeah. Well, you know, isn't it? Wasn't it?
It's a tough one.
See, Gerry's an honest being.
I am.
Right? He's what we call over here an honest critter, right? He's an honest critter until you get him at the gaming table.
I'm still honest. I'm just generally unlucky.
You're bluffing.
Right.
You're bluffing. You're
I,
bluffing.
this is a tragic state of affairs that we're in here when the boss doesn't believe me. He should have believed me.
Oh, no! No!
I told you. So you're going to take 4 damage from that, and
Sugar
May
plums.
play again. You don't have
I can
to.
go again.
Does he do the hand again? Or
No, I
same
just have to
hand,
take it from
yeah.
here.
Uh-huh.
That's the second green too.
You don't get two.
Well, you do get
You
2.
do get two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hoped he wouldn't say that one. You're bluffing this time. Do I get to do the bluff thing?
Yeah.
You're totally bluffing this time. There's not a chance.
Once again, he should have
no,
believed
come on.
me. Because,
No way.
No, actually, no, I wasn't.
Oh, no, that means I get to replace that, though, doesn't
You
it?
can, yeah, with whatever you want. I'll give you that as well.
Oh, that was nearly a high.
Catastrophe. My string is broke, but you still taking 4 damage to head from the first.
4 damage. Right, so Doug the
It was
flatulent.
worth it. Last turn of the game, doesn't matter. If it's
Yeah.
Go for it.
Right, he's only 2 damage left, Gerry.
He's only 2 damage left. Now, Quarrel has 2 energy left, but Quarrel is not going to use those in case of sudden attack of a pug or something else. So it's back to you then, my friend. Who wants it? Obviously, we all want it.
It's over to me, is it?
Who's going to have
Right.
it?
Okay. I am going to have a crack with Rybald. Okay. So Rybald, again, with this whole arcane thing being his weapons and stuff like that, has an 8-inch range on his fire cannon. Okay.
There he is. Yep.
No,
Trying to track what.
we can pre-measure.
You can.
Okay. So let's see.
Who wants it? Well, you're going to have a 4-inch jog, so theoretically you have a 12-inch
He is slow.
threat. Oh, so you've only a
got
2-inch.
2, yeah.
So a 10-inch threat range.
Does 10-inch get me?
10-inch will shoot. Gotchgut will just be in for hogwash. Will be too far away for Quarrel.
I'm going in for Gosh Gut.
All right.
Okay. So he's going to move forward as 2.
Yep.
Okay. And
Now, you obviously always have your chance to reaction. But
Yes,
that's one
yeah.
of your 2 energy used up. So
Yeah.
you might. I don't know if you could step out of range. I didn't quite see the.
No, I could step out of range, but I'm up against the Moonstone at the moment, and I have plans for that Moonstone.
Going to take it like a champ.
Yeah.
you reckon you got me on this?
Added to which, I have all of the health.
All right.
There's so much health there. I think I can take a cannonball. I could probably take 2. I would give you 2 just to show you I could take 2. I won't, but I could.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to fire the cannon.
Cool.
Okay. So you need my arcane stat. My arcane stat is 3.
3. Now, your evade as a giant is +2.
+2.
So the evade is.
We're not particularly quick.
Yeah.
It actually is easier to hit because the baseline is a human, which is 0, and bigger things are easier to hit. So this is great for you because the cannon is a real kind of all or nothing. It's either masses of damage or you miss, typically. So having a nice big target to hit is great for you.
Nice.
So you get, in this case, normally 3 cards because he's a +2 evade. You get 5 cards. And you are looking for, if I think, greens.
Greens. Greens.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So
There you go.
oh look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's your resist
you.
hand.
Right. Okay. Right, so I'm shooting at him. I'm looking for greens.
Pick one and and don't lie about it.
Okay. I've picked one.
Will do.
So, what are you saying it is?
It's a 3 green.
3 green. Spicy, isn't it?
That's the worst
look here.
bluff to make.
Huh? Huh?
Or the best.
Huh? Now you're bluffing. Now you don't have a 3 green.
Try me.
I will try you. Outrageous. Outrageous.
So before we do any more, let's work out how much damage you've already taken, because that is quite a lot. So you are looking at 3x minus 1. So that's 9 minus 1 is 8 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do have ramshackle
I
armor.
have ramshackle armor.
down.
It'll bring it down by 1.
Yeah.
So that's only 7.
7
All right.
damage.
Only
So
7.
half of your health gone.
That's only 7.
Right.
Let me just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You haven't even managed to take an energy off me. That's
Does he
how,
get to shoot it again, though?
You do with
You
the
do,
remaining cards in your hand. If
All
you
right.
wish to,
Okay. Right.
because I called your bluff.
Yeah. You can put another card down and make a new declaration of what it is. Again, you can bluff. You can tell the truth. You can
Put it down and say it's a green 3 again. Because there are only one of those to deck. Right, okay. So what's this one?
It's a green 2.
Frisky? Huh? It isn't though. It isn't. Oh, it is! Oh, it is! Okay. So green 2 will deal me
so it's 5 minus 1 for your armor is another 4.
another 4. That's, once again, well, that will take an energy off me, but, you know, he had a good innings.
But I haven't killed you yet. No.
3. Oh, no, like I said,
You can go again if you want. If you've got more greens in
if
your
you've got
hand.
more
or
greens in
you-
your hand, you can go again because I called your bluff and failed once more.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You can chuck your hand at any point.
Yeah.
But you can,
But as long as I keep telling the truth,
as long as
Yeah,
keep telling
I'm
the truth.
protected.
Oh, yeah,
can't-
you are
As long
fine.
as you keep telling the truth and he keeps calling you bluff, you just go and go and go.
Yeah.
So it's always a dilemma whether it's called people's bluff or not. isn't it?
Okay then. Yeah. Green 2.
Yeah.
See?
Good
That's
God.
definitely a bluff.
Oh!
Had to happen sooner or later. So I could replace that with, for example, a card from my hand like a Catastrophe. Oh, big bang a boom!
Oh.
What happens when a catastrophe goes off with a goblin firing a cannon on Rybald's head? I
Yeah.
imagine it's not going to be pleasant.
Not good for anyone nearby.
Right, so Rybald's Catastrophe
Give you those as well.
is the model suffers 3 wounds. All other models within 2 inches suffer 3 magical damage and are moved 1 inch.
Oh dear.
away.
That is
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. So, right, so he suffers 3 wounds.
Yep.
So that's 3 wounds off Rybald. 1, 2, 3. And Shabaroon's, Shabaroon didn't need that. Okay, it's 3 wounds. 1, 2, 3. And he moves 1 inch away.
Well, wasn't Shabaroon the one that got shot earlier?
He was, yeah.
So he suffered
He took 4.
4 already, and now he's just taken another 3. So I think he's just popped his
dead.
plugs.
Oh dear. Oh
No. It was Doug the Flatulent
no,
that took the 4.
no, it was Shab because Doug has armor, and so I decided to
Yeah.
give Shabs instead.
Oh, then I've added it to the wrong
That's all right.
model. Then okay.
You can correct that while I just bask in the rosy glow of willingly taking 2 cannonballs just to watch his own Shabaroon's wizard head explode.
Pop.
You can have all the Moonstones you want.
Bang. Well done, Gerry.
Sometimes it pays to take them to the chops.
I'm going to have to raise my game here. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's me. It's over to you.
It's over to me. Good game, good game. Okay. Interesting. Fascinating. Painful. So Gotchgut, he's not long for this world. With his
How many you got left there?
well, he's got 3 left. So I may as well use it now. So I will I don't even need to move in to attack
No.
our tiny little friend behind me here.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice him.
No, you are within an inch, so
within an inch.
he will be able to hit you back. But
So I could back up.
You could back up, yeah.
With my jog.
And not with your jog.
Well, we're not, so I'd have to pay an action to
You'd
step
have to
away.
spend an action to step, yeah.
Can you attack multiple times in a game?
Yes.
So it's every energy I have. So
Exactly.
my choice is back up, punch you once.
Yeah.
Completely fine because you can't reach me. Or stay where I am and just club you to death.
I would recommend staying where you are and clubbing
him to death. Oh,
Two hits. If you back up, he'll more than likely use one of his energies on a reaction step to follow you.
Yeah.
And he's got more energy than you, so it hurts you.
Yeah, I was
obviously,
totally going
waste
to
them.
do that.
Yeah, I thought I was looking at you and I was thinking he's gonna play me here.
Or when you step back, he might reaction step out of your melee zone and leg it away.
Well,
so
that's
just
true,
whack him whilst you've got the chance.
So I will just.
I'm all
gotcha.
strategic like that, Gerry.
Oh, you're very, very. People often say that, Warren, that you are all of the strategics. So, Gotch then will spend one energy to attempt to make you some sort of smear on the cobblestones.
Right.
So
I'm going to take it. I'll give you 2 cannonballs.
That's very decent of you. So normally melee of 3 plus my 2 for starting.
You have 5.
Okay, so Sid Vicious gets 5 melee.
Yeah, he's actually quite skillful.
Yeah.
Now, he's also got an ability called Lard Lovers. So when there is a giant within, I think, 4 inches of him, he gets 2 extra melee cards.
Oh, of course he does.
So I get another 2 then?
You get another 2. Now, in the storyline, these two are drinking buddies.
All right.
Because the vicious, although they're kind of on opposite factions, the vicious midget's the only guy that can actually keep up with Gotchgut in a drinking contest. So they've ended up going out together, causing mayhem.
Right.
Interesting. Fascinating. I think I'm going to go with that. So I've chose my card. I shall let you ponder on the...
I shall choose my card. I'll go with that one.
Much choices.
Okay.
Okay.
So, revealing then.
Yep.
I have chose a rising attack.
I have also chose a rising attack.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Frisky.
the rising attack is both of your signature moves. So
Yes.
This is going to be a very spicy exchange here.
Because I'm going to double up my rising attack.
You're going to crit yours. I'm not going to crit mine.
I can fairly confidently say that Gotchgut is dead, but let's just run through the calculations. Let's do Gotchgut's damage first. So, a rising attack versus a rising attack is 1 damage.
Yes.
With your brutal strength goes up by +2, but your plate armor reduces all damage by -2, so it stays at just the 1.
Yeah.
If you upgrade to your signature move,
yes,
then your damage changes. No, it stays at 1, but you would take
knock
1 of his
energy
energy
off.
away and knock him 1 inch back. So you may as well
I'm not
take 1 energy off
I'm not going to lose him, but I...
No.
No, that's one of my current energies.
Yes,
it's not one of my...
takes it straight away, and he's going to knock you back 1 inch as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Now let's see what you did to Gotchgut. So Vicious Midget had 2 rising attacks. Can I have Vicious Midget's card a sec? Vicious Midget's got an ability called Groin Tickler.
I told you.
This is where he runs up and stabs the unsuspecting heroes in the groin.
Yep.
So you find...
there.
Yep, there we go. So you had 2 rising attacks. Now actually, this isn't that great, because against another rising attack, if you imagine he's trying to run up between the legs, somebody doing a rising attack isn't what he wants to see.
No.
When he sees people do high guards or falling swings, he loves it. He's in there in the shot. So the signature move actually only does 0 damage, so your duplicate would still be 0.
Yeah.
And all you would get to do is reposition him right back next to Gotchgut.
But
Or
you don't have to go for the signature
you don't
move.
have to do the signature move. If you don't do the signature move, I think you might survive actually.
Yeah.
If you don't do the signature move, you do 1 damage, plus 1 damage for the critical. -1 for his plate armor. For his
ramshackle armor. Yep.
You'd end up doing 1 damage. So you've got a choice between doing 1 damage and staying where you are, or no damage and teleporting back into base contact with him. Those are your choices.
You're currently 2 inches away, so you're within punching range from my kick to the guts. You attempted to come between my legs, and I just punted you like I did with Sam, which is why he's not here anymore.
Right. The sensible thing
Yes.
is to keep chipping away at him and take off that damage.
So you're going to take the one off?
No, I'm going to go.
Oh, you're going to go
contact.
Oh, in that case.
Let's swing you around here.
Okay.
Up behind.
So that's interesting. So I went to kick you away, and you nimbly, adroitly jumped through my legs and appeared the other side,
Yes.
having caused no damage.
And I went like this. Ha ha!
So I will be initiating another attack, but
Right.
that's a completely new round, so we hand back our cards.
That's right.
Okay,
Yep,
so
exactly.
give that
And
back.
that is the last of my energy.
So between every action, the
The option is there to,
cards come back. And
yeah. And,
Okay.
and because he didn't use his step, the option with this new attack is still available. So somebody like Doug or Boulder,
Yes.
somebody else could
Yeah,
use that
that's
step
right.
action if you wanted
Yeah.
to move somewhere else on the table.
Oh, I
You
haven't used my step,
No,
so I could.
you see this going on over here, and you're thinking, "Oh, maybe I'll go and support him," or you go, "Oh, did I hear crossbow string break behind me? Maybe somebody
Yeah.
on a bridge needs stabbed up." These are things you can do completely separately from what we're doing.
Right. Well,
just
then,
as a
if I can make a step, I'm going to make a 1 inch step to make him start to kind of
Yep,
like
you can do that.
run
Yep.
away. Yeah.
yeah, and it'll cost you an energy to do it.
One energy, yeah.
Yeah.
But you've
so,
got plenty because he hasn't activated yet this turn. So
Doug the Flatulent has 3 energy on him, and he's just spent 1 to start running
Thank you.
away.
There you go. 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Dee-dee-dee-da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Okay. You've got more to think about than I have. It helps when you're, got a lot of mental fortitude like my giant does and doesn't think much.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simple life being a giant. I can speak from experience.
Okay. Right. Let's do this.
Okay. Our survey says falling swing.
Sweeping cut.
Oh.
So,
Sweeping cut crit.
Ooh. So we find your sweeping cut on the high guard. So Gotch Gut is going to do 3 and
3
then
damage.
plus 2 for his giant.
plus 2 for being giant. Yep.
Minus 2 for your plate armor. But 3 damage is still going to get through on that falling swing.
Mm-hmm.
However,
My little character still over there, is he?
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So in reply, you did a sweeping cut against the falling swing. So we find the falling swing is 2. Plus 2 for being a crit.
Mm-hmm.
minus 1 for my armor.
Minus 1 for your
3.
armor is 3 damage.
So 3 will kill me. Where are you sitting with 3 on you, though? Tiny man, or 4 on you now? Because that's 3 this round and 1 from the previous.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I still have 1 left.
Still have 1 left.
Yeah.
Can giants fall over on top of goblins? Asking for a friend.
Now, one thing I forgot to mention is the Vicious Midget has got an ability called Vicious. And every time he does damage to an enemy, he gains an energy. And I do believe he damaged you twice.
He did 1. no, he didn't. He skipped through my legs the first time, so it's just this one.
Choose not to damage,
Right,
but
but
I
you get a
did damage
bonus
this.
energy.
Right.
Taken out. Stabbed in the ghoulies by a vicious midget. You realise this means Gotchgut will not be buying the next round. That's on you. That's all on you. Just saying.
Right. Over to me.
Over to you, sir.
Okay. Vicious Midget is... He's going to harvest.
Yep.
Now, is it easy for him to harvest or hard for him to harvest?
He's standard, so it costs him 1 energy to drop a Moonstone by 1. Now, ordinarily he has 3 energy. Had he suffered some wounds that made him? Had he suffered any wounds?
He
last
hadn't,
turn?
no. He was untouched, so
at the
3 at the start.
At the start of the turn, he had 3. He gained 1 when he did when he caused a wound, getting up to 4.
Yeah.
Has he spent any on anything?
He only had 2 left on him, so I'm assuming he spent 1 to move into combat with the giant or something like that.
No, you hadn't, no.
I think you just got hit, and then you did a damage which put you up by 1.
You should be on 4. Yeah.
I'm not sure I should, and
No,
I don't want to go up to 4 just because somebody will watch this video and they'll see the point when I spent the energy.
Because you hadn't moved or anything. The only time you moved was with your signature move, which was from a combat I initiated. You were fresh, virginal and untouched this turn. Young midget was.
Okay.
I do believe that is the case, but
Well, look,
it could be proven wrong.
It's you see, if I beat you, Gerry, I need to properly beat you. Otherwise, I'm going to spend months listening to
people.
Oh, but do you remember that extra energy you got?
Because Quarrel went 1st. Gotcha Cut was my second. You've only had one activation in between, and that was Rybald's cannon shot.
Right.
So yeah, you're fine. You're on 4.
Right. Well, then if I'm on 4, I'm on 4. Then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
No takesy backsies.
No takesy backsies. I know where this is going anyway. We're going to start digging like a terrier.
I'm going to start digging like a little dog. So 1 dig to take it down to a 3.
Yep.
2 digs to take it down.
You can keep going
to a 2.
Gerry can react to any of these if he wants to, but yeah,
no, you're okay.
Much reason.
Another dig.
Yep.
Take it down to a 1. And then my last dig, I get to take it.
You do.
There we go.
He's rich.
He's
Rich
got a
indeed.
Moonstone.
2 of them.
2 of them.
2 of them. I know people are going, why is Sir Hogwash not charging in there? It's because, Sir Hogwash has bigger fish to fry. So, this is all just great.
It's not.
It's exactly where I wanted everything to be. You're not buying that, are you? No.
So we would never do this kind of scenario in a tournament.
Yeah.
With these random flips. This is just a bit of fun.
It's much more fun this way. Now. Ooh. I could charge with Sir Hogwash.
Obligatory trumpet sound effects. You have to.
Charge.
If he kills me, does he get my Moonstone?
You drop it. He gets to place it, and it's always a depth value 1. So as long as he's got 1 more energy to pick it up, so it can be a game-changing move.
Could be. So I'm going to charge in there. So charge is interesting. It will cost me 2 of my energy, which is delightful, but it will increase my damage dealt by 2 this turn if I make a melee attack against you, which I will be doing.
Okay. Let's do it. We're back in the melee again.
Okay.
Because you're armoured and I need all of the damage I can get.
The only thing is, if he drops it and you've just spent your last energy...
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. We're all ground here.
Cool.
Don't worry, because...
Go for it.
Quarrel will nip down the hill and kill that guy, beat him to death with a crossbow. So, an attack melee is 4 normally, plus 2 cards because I'm initiating. So 6 of the finest.
6 of the finest, and you're going to do +2 damage on this one.
And Hunting Spear is...
There's cards there.
Oh,
sorry.
Brilliant.
Hunting Spear also increases the damage by 1. So that's quite good. So potentially I've got a +3 on this.
4, 5, 6.
6. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you just get your 5. 1,
yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5.
Just the 5.
So what is his special attack?
So my special attack is Gore, which is an upgrade for rising attacks. And at the end step, I move enemy models 1 inch away. So
And it does quite a hefty
it
amount of damage
does a fair bit of damage, yeah. But only if I get a rising attack in there. And who knows if I'll get a rising attack in.
Okay.
I mean, I certainly don't. So, Mr. Bond, our survey says...
Go ahead.
Rising attack.
Falling swing.
Ooh, frisky.
See, I thought...
All right.
You've put Princess Bride in my head now, you know? And I thought I need to be kind of flourishy.
Yeah, I'll always be
and if you come up
flourishy.
with a rising attack, hey, I'm going to...
Brave effort.
You see, I know something you don't.
What?
I'm not left-handed.
So,
rising
you have to
attack
say neither am I.
against a falling swing.
am I?
Okay, so ordinarily,
Yes.
against a falling swing, you would do 1,
Yes,
+2 for your charge,
yes. +1 for my spear.
+1 for your spear,
Yep.
-2 for his armor would be 2. And I think you've only got 2 wounds or left.
One wound left.
1 wound left. So you can definitely kill him even without your signature move.
But since my signature does do an additional point of damage,
You may as well overkill.
Yeah.
Overkill for the win.
Pants.
it's always good.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll put it up to 3. However, in response,
So
the falling swing will actually cause me to
3
suffer
damage.
3.
But you do have some armor.
I do have armor. So I have the Sun Shield, which decreases
impact on magical.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, he'll just choose piercing as his damage type. He'll just stab up underneath his shield.
Yes,
so all that damage is going to get through.
Yep.
But the vicious midget is dead. His moonstone pops out. You get to place it with a depth value of 1.
Sure.
There you go.
I'll just put it over here on this side, away from all your stinky trolls.
Vicious midget dead.
But I still take the 3.
You do.
Pretty
1,
brutal.
2, 3.
Well, at least I really like the fightiness of that little midget.
Oh, yeah, he's...
Anyway, he's away to that big old pub in the sky with his mate now.
Gorchut,
he's
is waiting for him.
Gorchut the first round. Yeah, so
It's very decent.
Thanks.
You can have some Lee cards back. So, one more table. So that is mostly me, with the exception of any activation reaction steps from Quarrel. You have people left.
I do have people left.
Not many.
I think I can finish this.
Yeah.
I think I can finish this.
I have a feeling you probably can, yeah.
Right. So, Doug is going to do a thing. Right? Silent but deadly.
Oh, right.
Right?
Is that what he's doing?
So Doug is going to take his old run in, okay? So that's his jog.
Yep.
He's then going to spend 1 for a step.
Mm-hmm.
And then, does he get the harvest for 1?
He does, but you have to flip the card.
Oh,
He's the one you have
yes.
to flip the card.
This could be it. So he's got 1 to spend for his harvest. So he spends that, and then he flips the card, yeah?
It's only a 1 in 7 chance of exploding your face off.
Jerry.
Yes.
It's a 2!
Oh, filth.
So that means he gets that Moonstone, doesn't it?
He does. So that pretty much makes you the winner, I think.
2-0.
2-0.
I believe.
And good old Doug, the Captain Underpants himself, walks off with 2 Moonstones. He can carry 2.
What a
can't
hero. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah. You just fill your pockets, stick them in saddlebags, and jog off into the sunset. Actually, the sunrise, because Moonstones come out at night.
Just into the sunset. Love it, guys. Absolutely love it. What a hilarious game. Loads of depth to it as well. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
God,
Can't
yes.
wait.
Just because it looks like a whimsical fantasy game doesn't mean it's light on tactics in any way, shape, or form. And it really, I think the most endearing part for me is the fact that when you build your troop, there is no limit. The only limit is the size of the game you're playing. So it's like 6 if you're playing a 2-player game, or 4 each in a 3-player game. Isn't that right? Yeah, because it always adds up to 12.
If you want the game to last an hour and a half, a full game, but you can decide to play bigger or smaller. You know, if you've got less time, you want to fit it in, no problem.
And can I suggest, if you get a chance, try that little scenario there where they're waking up and they're just rubbing the eyes and coming
in from all angles.
It's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. Right. I believe you're going to be taking, is it Justin on in this?
No, I'm going to be taking Tom on.
You're going to be taking Tom on?
Yeah.
Well, young man, remember everything I told you.
Oh, well, I will do my best. I will do my best. Well, folks, we're going to move on. If you have any questions about Moonstone, anything you want to ask Tom, fire them in the comments below and we will get them answered for you. Let us know what you think of the game. But until I'm back for my rematch against Warren at some point in the future, this is going to be us for now. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.